Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We continue with our recap of match day 4 of the UEFA Champions League. In Group A at Ibrox in Glasgow, Scottish champions Rangers welcomed the last year's beaten finalists Liverpool. Yeah, there were many goals in it.
And Champions League finals. 3 Scottish Premiership appearances. The second one that he scored against St Mirren on Saturday was a peach. Now here's Arfield, and Arfield's got the chance!
Third man run, here he is, perfect first touch, and a slide rule, controlled finish from Scott Arfield, right in the corner of...
And it's in! And it's an own goal, is it? Or was it Firmino?
Fast delivery into that near post. There's 2-on-1 there with Firmino.
That's Elliott, lovely little touch on for Gomez. And here's Firmino! Brilliant!
He literally points where he wants it, telling Joe Gomez, there, put it in there. And it's absolutely time to perfection his run. It's a brilliant cross. It's time to really go for it. And if Liverpool can strike next, it's all done.
Might strike before then. It's Carvalho to Firmino. It's Darwin Núñez! A poor clearance from McGregor to start it.
Yeah, it was. Just looking at... Initially, Darwin Núñez was offside, but wasn't looking for the ball. And then, as the blue shirts come flooding back, they actually played him onside. I think.
Tackled by Jota, Salah. He's poked it in for Liverpool.
And then it's just a toe ender from a real acute angle. I think with this one, I think McGregor should do better. He's from the off tonight.
There's Jota, and here's Salah. Salah's had a go, and he's got another one.
Just took that little split second to have a think, Mo Salah. But right here, could have dropped it off, didn't. Always wanting to get the shot away. McGregor probably thinks he's going to roll it once more to a teammate. There's that little delay just there. It's the top of the field. Got to make sure they don't concede any more.
And here he goes again. Salah on a hat-trick. Goal!
Salah to creep into the box on his left foot, looking to step inside and curl that. And I mean, that's so easy for him.
Thiago, Salah, played in for Jota. Good tackle by McGregor. Elliott follows up for 7. Here we go. 7-1 Liverpool. Tavernier. What a second half show from Liverpool.
Yeah, so Liverpool taking Rangers to school there, 7-1 in the end. Nick Blackman is still with us. Nick, perhaps it is that it's fair to say that the difference between the teams was that Liverpool are used to playing at a high intensity week in, week out in the Premier League, along with being a much better team than Rangers. And although Rangers fought hard and played well in that first half, the fact that they're not used to this level of intensity against this level of competition was what eventually told in the second half. 7-1 perhaps a bit harsh, but really and truly there is a 6-goal difference between these teams based on pedigree. I'm not hearing you, Nick. Can you unmute?
Apologies.
There you go. I'm hearing you now.
Thank you. Yeah, I think initially Rangers, they came into the game knowing that Liverpool, off the back of a few bad results in the Premier League, obviously they're sitting 10th. They knew their confidence wasn't going to be quite up there. They've really started the game off on the front foot and really gone for it. I think ultimately then Liverpool kind of got to grips with the game, and as their confidence grew, they really dominated the game. And as you said, the intensity that we all know Liverpool for playing with it eventually just came out as we would have expected it to.
Yeah, it's tempting to ask you about Mo Salah, but I'll leave that one. Virgil van Dijk at the back for Liverpool, and it's strange that we're going to talk about a defender on a day when Liverpool won 7-1. But there just seems something not quite right with Virgil van Dijk. And I know Liverpool only conceded 1, but on the performance today and the performances since the start of the season, are we just witnessing a dip in performance, or is it something perhaps with a whiff of permanence about Virgil van Dijk's play at centre half for Liverpool in the past few games?
It's interesting because it comes with his performance. Obviously, is dipped in terms of the same with results to Liverpool. So it's the coincidence of is it because Liverpool are not playing great that Virgil van Dijk is not playing great, or is it because Virgil van Dijk is not playing great that Liverpool are not performing? And also coincides with Mo Salah, his goal scoring drought. Obviously, he ended that this evening with a very impressive hat trick. But yeah, it would be a worry. He's a massive defender, and he's proved to be world class over the last couple of years since he's joined Liverpool.
Yeah, and just to add to that point on Virgil van Dijk, do you get the sense that, based on the fact that Liverpool missing a lot of their key players due to injury, it had an effect on his performance?
Yeah, most definitely. I think when the team is not cohesive and they're used to having the same starting 11, playing at the same intensity, they brought in a couple of new players this season. They've also got a couple of young players in the starting 11 this evening. So I definitely don't think it was their strongest 11. I think Virgil van Dijk is looked at as a leader there, and his expectations are so high. So when he doesn't quite hit that, then everybody is questioning him. But I'm sure we'll see him back playing at his very, very best soon.
Right, and George didn't touch on Mo Salah, but I feel it very necessary, especially because, he has been a shadow of himself for the past few games. What say you?
Yeah, again, like Virgil van Dijk, as I said, Liverpool is not really hitting their top form. They're not the team that was once feared across Europe, obviously reaching the Champions League final last year. It looks very unlikely that you would be saying that they would do that this year. You never know, but if they were to get further in this competition, then they would definitely need Mo Salah firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, just before we leave you, Nick, one more point on the Virgil van Dijk, if we can cue up the Rangers goal once again. Recently, a Manchester United fan, produced a piece of analysis to criticize Harry Maguire for stepping in and being beaten. And here we have Virgil van Dijk being criticized for doing the opposite, for not stepping in. When the ball was played through, there's a moment in the build-up, if we let it run, where we can see Virgil van Dijk choosing not to. There's a moment there when he could have gone to contend with the player who laid the ball off for Scott Arfield. Look at Virgil van Dijk, he opts not to go, Nick. Is this point for serious criticism? Is this a player who is not sure of himself, who's not confident, or was it just good attacking play? What do you put that down to?
I think, first of all, obviously with the whole situation regarding Virgil van Dijk and Liverpool not being at their best, I definitely think it is a moment of concentration and obviously a bit of confidence that he's obviously lacking. Indecision as well. But at the same time, he was also lauded last season and for many seasons that he wasn't diving in and he would make the striker make the first move. So I think it's a mixture of a little bit of both, and then you also have to give a bit of credit to Rangers because it was fantastic play.
Yeah, the ball moved really, really swiftly. Anyway, thank you for your time again, Nick. All the best, and we'll do it again when match day 5 comes around.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
Excellent. Nick Blackman there, contributing significantly to the Champions League discussion today. All right, let's look at all the results on the day. Liverpool hammering Rangers 7-1 at the Ibrox. Napoli beating Ajax 4-2. If you can watch the replay of that game, I would suggest you do. A cracking game with some fantastic goals. Porto beating Leverkusen 3-0 in Germany. 0-0 between Atletico Madrid and the Club Brugge in Spain, the only goalless game of the day. Barca and Inter, a modern-day classic, 3-3 at the Camp Nou. Victoria Plzeňa came from 4-0 down, but they could only find 2 goals, beaten in the end by Bayern Munich and comfortably. Tottenham Hotspur came from behind at their home in North London to beat Eintracht Frankfurt 3-2, and Olympique Marseille took advantage of a Sporting Lisbon team that was down to 9 men by the 61st minute. They beat them 2-0 in Portugal to do wonders for their chances of progressing from the group. Mariah, I told you yesterday that there were only 14 goals scored in the 8 games played on Tuesday. Today, there were 36 goals in the games played today. So 36 goals in 8 games today, as opposed to 14 in the 8 on Tuesday. And we did say yesterday that we felt that today would have been a much better day goal scoring wise in the Champions League.
And we say thank you to Liverpool and of course Bayern Munich, because they ensured that you got exactly what you wanted, and a lot of exciting goals today too.
Absolutely. So all right, let's look at these standings as we are at match day 4, 2 match days to go in the group stage. So let's look at how the groups stack up. Group A, Napoli are through to the next round. Liverpool are also through as well by virtue of the 9 points they have. Ajax can only get maximum 9, and then you're going to have to take goal difference into consideration. The fact they've lost one game to Liverpool already, the head-to-head decider. So Liverpool and Napoli through. Ajax will want to hold on to the Europa League spot. Group B. Club Brugge in control. They too are through to the round of 16. Porto and Atletico Madrid will battle for the other spot, and Leverkusen will try to work themselves into the Europa League spot. Maybe there's an outside chance that they could pinch second in the group, but Club Brugge, it's official, through to the knockout round of the Champions League for the first time in their history. They have been European Cup finalists, but that was in the old European Cup. Since this Champions League started, this is the first time in 10 attempts that Club Brugge will be through to the round of 16. Group C, Bayern are already through. Inter are almost there. Barcelona have an outside chance, but it is as thin as a thread. Barcelona's chances of progressing to the round of 16. It looks more likely that we're going to see Barcelona in the Europa League next season. Spurs, Marseille, Sporting and Frankfurt. This is a group that is alive like Frankenstein's monster. Everything is possible in this group. Even Eintracht Frankfurt can go through as winners if results go their way. But Tottenham sit atop the pile for now. Oh, all right. So Group D. So Groups A, B, C, and D there. And yeah, I could tell you, if my producer indulges me, that Group E, Chelsea out front on 7 points ahead of RB Salzburg on 6, and then Group F has Real Madrid on 10, RB Leipzig on 6 in second. Group G, Man City 10, and then Borussia Dortmund 7, and Group H has PSG and Benfica leading the standings. Both of them are on 8 points, but PSG lead on goal difference. We take a break. When we come back, yeah, there we go, just confirming the PSG Benfica situation. Maccabi Haifa, they're in third, and Juventus bring up the rear, and there are not a lot of happy campers in Turin at this time. City, Dortmund controlling Group G, Sevilla getting 2 points on the board, and Real Madrid with that draw at Shakhtar, they are all but through to the second round. Chelsea have work to do, so too Salzburg and Milan from Group E. Dinamo Zagreb also have an outside chance. They can even top the group if results go their way.